Prey is the new movie in the Predator franchise directed by Dan Trachtenberg and released this past weekend on Hulu and internationally on Disney Plus. About a month ago, when the first trailer came out, my interest was piqued on this new concept of taking the Predator franchise back to its roots and having a good old fashioned suspense action thriller set in 1719, long before Arnold Schwarzenegger and his group went into the jungle. Friday night came around and I went over to my friend's house to turn it on, something that's very nice about a release on streaming. And we got to sit and watch and all around had a good time. Is Prey a great movie? I think it's on the right tracks. It's certainly a revitalization of the franchise that in recent releases has seemingly plummeted to the ground. I did find Robert Rodriguez's Predators to not be terrible, but I think Shane Black's most recent The Predator was almost in line to completely destroying the series from continuing. What I like about this movie is that in going back to the roots and having a movie that's just simply, a hunt between a predator and its prey, we really get to see the concept utilized again to its fullest. And in this film, the prey isn't a big, buff, manly Arnold Schwarzenegger. The prey is actually the Comanche Nation's people. And I think that, they are armed with spears and tomahawks. And because of that, the predator itself also seems to be playing on like a more even playing field with slightly more limited technologies. Of course, he starts to bring out the bigger guns later in the movie as we approach the climax. So, one of the greatest things I think that this movie achieves is that it is a really good film of visual storytelling. A lot of the obstacles that our main character, Naru, played by Amber Midthunder, faces uh, directly lead to her uh, utilization in the finale. Every single kind of moment throughout the film, she is a smart, intelligent, observant character. And so she's picking up on things and not, being a dumb character that at any point is just putting themselves needlessly in danger. Her whole goal is that she actually is after this predator because she wants to, one, prove herself, and two, protect her tribe. And so this idea of who's hunting who, while for the most part is her being hunted, it actually, ends up reversing at the end when she gets to put all of her knowledge throughout the film of what she's learned together and really come out on top. I think that the pacing of the movie is really good. It starts off pretty slow and small. It does a really nice establishment of where we are and the place and how well the Comanche Nation and Nauru know the land and how to live on it. Later, when they introduce more characters that aren't natives to the land, they're colonizers. Uh, it kind of starts to lose itself a little bit. I think personally, it starts to lose itself because the uh, the colonizers are more or less cannon fodder. They are just there for the predator to have a lot of cool predator kills. And while I like cool predator kills, I think that because we don't care about who's dying, they also just kind of become that, which is just there's just noise. It's cool, but it's not emotional. It's not really stressful. In fact, I think we kind of root for it, and that's a little bit. I don't know how we're supposed to feel. All in all, I actually think that this movie is not really a horror movie. It's tense in the beginning, but the tension throughout slowly starts to ease more and more and more. And I think a part of that, and this is also, a very common theme of not only this franchise, but of its, I'm going to say, sister franchise, the Alien franchise, is the idea that the cat's out of the bag. So, Alien Covenant, for example, showed a lot of the xenomorphs. And I think that a lot of the criticisms of that movie were that the xenomorphs aren't scary anymore. It's hard to feel tension about the xenomorphs. They run around, but we're so used to them. We're so accustomed to their appearance and how they hunt. And I think the same thing is with this movie. And I would add that on top of the cat being out of the bag and us knowing what a predator is and how a predator works, and in the AVP franchise, the predators almost sometimes being heroes, I think that this movie also shows its predator a little too much, a little too early. It erases some of the tension that an invisible hunter can have when we're seeing it instead of wondering if it's even there. But maybe that wasn't the intention of the movie, because clearly it works as like a action style, bare bones survival thriller. And I think all in all, for an hour and 40 minutes available on Hulu or Disney Plus, I don't know why you'd miss it. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I liked the experience of watching it, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it's the best movie in the Predator franchise, and I wouldn't say it's the best movie I've seen all year. All in all, I'd probably give it 6 pumpkins on the vine. So there you have it. That's my thoughts on the new Prey movie. Let me know in the comments if you've watched it. And don't forget to give a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.